Welcome to today's discussion on the critical role that technology tools play in helping businesses create sustainable and ethical business models. In an era where sustainability, along with governance and environmental care, are at the forefront of corporate responsibility, tech tools are proving to be indispensable. From AI and data analytics to blockchain and IoT, these technologies are enabling businesses to innovate responsibly, optimize resources, and maintain transparency. Today, we'll delve into how these tools are driving positive change and are paving the way for a greener and more ethical future. And I'm very happy to have Mr. Tony Harris, CEO of eMagic, our global partner for transformative solution, join me for this session. Welcome, Tony. How are you?
Thanks, Farad. I'm well. Good to be here.
Thanks, Tony, again for joining in. How about we start with a quick introduction of what eMagic does, and then probably let's have a closer conversation on some of those challenges that organizations are facing in terms of building up sustainable solutions. So, over to you, Tony.
Let me start with an introduction of myself. I'm Tony Harris, as Paras mentioned, the president and CEO of Magic, and I've personally been involved in the automation business since 1986. My early work was in the early forms of artificial intelligence, expert systems, neural networks, and such, and using that to optimize industrial processes. Processes like mining and metals, pulp and paper, food and beverage, chemical, petrochemical, and so on. eMagic, our firm, is an independent software vendor. Our headquarters is in Toronto, Canada, and we have offices around the world and personnel located to deliver solutions globally. We started in 1998. Our software is called TwinWorks, and TwinWorks is a platform that we apply to asset intensive industries. It allows us to integrate data from any and every source to create an independent data layer. For instance, in a building or a manufacturing plant, we can connect to operational equipment, the BAS, the elevators, occupancy sensors, IoT sensors like air quality, lighting systems. We can then organize that data in a way that we can then use applications to analyze that data to give you situation awareness. So you can operate many facilities remotely, command and control, preventative maintenance. We do analytics on this data to deliver process improvements like optimizations and support for sustainability initiatives. The main industries that we apply our software to are smart buildings, smart infrastructure, healthcare, as well as manufacturing and processes.
That's great, Tony. That's really inspirational to know what eMagic does and how you're creating value for the customers. So now, also, Tony, that we know that technology tools like Gen AI, IoT, and even data analytics can be the catalyst for transformation inside any organization. Let's also delve into what are some of the challenges and implications of adopting them for businesses and how they can actually navigate through them. So, what are your thoughts on that, Tony?
There's so many challenges, and we can spend a long time here going through them. But let me touch on a few. We'll talk about some of the ethical and social challenges, as well as some of the technical challenges that eMagic solves.
Yeah.
I think the first that I can think of is data privacy and security. Ensuring that your data is private and secure is a significant concern, especially with AI and IoT, because they generate vast amounts of data. Cybersecurity threats can lead to data breaches, as we know, resulting in loss of customers' confidence as well as regulatory penalties. The second item that I can think of is integration with existing systems, because we deal with brownfield systems, we deal with greenfield systems. The greenfield systems are new systems where the protocols and the APIs are established. The older brownfield systems, these systems might have been built by multiple different vendors way back in time, and those are a challenge to integrate to. The people at eMagic have been doing these types of integrations for decades. We've been solving these connectivity solutions. The most complex of them, as I mentioned, are the older systems. But we have developed processes where we give specifications to our customers to help them to make sure that the subsystems that we have to integrate to are available, the protocol is there, and the subsystem vendors provide or allocate time in their contract to be able to talk to us. Paras?
That's great, Tony. I absolutely agree with you. I completely understand that integration is a big issue that most of the organization deal if they, for example, are working with a lot of brownfield systems. They do have to do a lot of retrofitting, and they have a lot of legacy platforms that they have to deal with. Uh, on top of that, I think technology adoption is also a big challenge for customer CIOs and also for the CEOs in terms of how they can best utilize the investments that they're making in these new technologies as well. So, taking forward this point further, Tony, how about the fact that since eMagic is an expert in bringing tech and innovation together, what do you think, or what do you suggest will be some of the strategies that eMagic can employ to help businesses navigate these ethical, social, and also technical implications?
Okay, thanks again, Parad. As I mentioned, cybersecurity was one of the major issues, and the way in which we have addressed that, which is something I haven't mentioned before, but TwinWorks runs in the Azure environment from a cloud perspective. We have two versions running in the Microsoft Azure cloud as well as on-prem. In the cloud, we utilize the full suite of Azure security products and as well as Azure best practices for, or Microsoft best practices for security. A very important point for data privacy is that our system, our software, TwinWorks, is available to run in eMagic's tenant as well as the customer's tenant. When TwinWorks is deployed in the customer's tenant, the customer then can use their cybersecurity and data privacy posture to know that their data complies with GDPR, etc., and that there's no data leakage, there's no mix of the data with other customers' data, and so on. So they have full control of the cybersecurity environment. Two additional challenges are ethical considerations, as Parag mentioned. As we know, the use of AI and data analytics raise a lot of ethical concerns, such as the bias in AI algorithms, invasion of privacy, and one major concern with automation has always been that of job displacement. Many people are concerned that with job displacement, with automation such as AI, jobs are lost. Another major challenge is that of the cost of these systems and the return on investment. The initial investment in implementing AI and IoT and analytics, data analytics tools can be high, and sometimes the return on investment is not immediate apparent. But this is mostly because today, generative AI is all the rage and is what is front of mind for people. But there's many other forms of AI that we can discuss a little bit later. And some of them are easy in terms of quantifying that ROI and lowering costs for implementation. And we can chat a little bit about this later.
Absolutely, Tony. And I think that is really where the real magic, if no pun intended, where the magic can happen with eMagic as well. So once again, thanks, Tony, for joining us. And to all of you, until next time, stay innovative and sustainable.